Hi, I'm Steve. I'm the CEO of Anthros, and we're going to talk today about arm supports really quickly. It's been a huge topic at the conference. We're at DreamHack right now down in Dallas, and you know what's amazing is that you would think, who cares about the arms? Tell me about the cushion, tell me about the backs. Arms are a hot topic because they're so different, and every chair company designs their arms a little different than the next. Let me show you a couple variations and some of the whys behind it. This is the Embody chair, or the Logitech gaming chair. What's really cool is how wide the seat is and how their arm supports articulate. They can go really wide, but they can pull them in really narrow for different shaped people. They've got a nice flat pad here. It's soft padding. It's a really big surface to sit on. They don't go forwards or backwards. They don't rotate. They just go in and out and up and down. But what's nice about them is when you're sitting upright, they're right where they need to be. And you've got steel case down here. This is a gesture. These are super unique. These have to be the most articulating arm supports you've ever seen. Up and down, in and out, the pad swivels, goes forwards and backwards, and these are gonna fit you. I don't know any arm that can fit you better than these because they get where you want. But with every strength, there's sometimes a weakness, and because they move so well, they move up very easily. So when you're getting in and out of the chair, or you touch the chair, or you move, or you reach, they move. So they haven't been popular even though they move so much. Then you've got, we'll call it the traditional race car seat, the gaming chair. And these are a huge point of contention. I think the #1 complaint for gaming chairs by far is the arm supports. I met with every single pro team here for Counter-Strike, and they all said the same thing. Just take the arms off. I don't want them. They get in the way. And it's where they mount them. Look at this. They're way out in front of me, so if I want to get into the desk, it's the first thing that hits the desk, and it prevents me from getting closer. And they don't go down any more than this. This is all the way down. I mean, I am 6'1", 280 pounds, and I've got broad shoulders, and my arms are out here. If you start putting smaller frame people in this thing, they just look like they're drowning in the chair. They're just too big, and they're too far forwards, and they're just too high. Now, I do happen to make a chair of my own. It's called the Anthros chair, and we have our own take on arm supports, and it's a little different than all of these. So let me explain quick. This chair has a little more bulbousy looking arms, and there's a design intent for every part of this. One, it's a soft rounded edge right here, and that's because of how you get in the chair. When you reach backwards, and we all do it, when you reach backwards, your hands down, and it's a nice soft padding. Your arm comes in at a nice easy angle. If you have a flat pad and you reach backwards, your wrist bends even more and it pinches. And this is like you put all your weight on your wrist and then you sit down and it creates a pinch point. You don't realize it, but I'm telling you it happens. That's what the front of this pad does. It lets you down and in. Then, for our gamers out there that say, these things are getting in the way, we let ours go down and back really far. So when I'm sitting upright, I'm not touching them. They're not in my way. I can get as close to the desk as possible. The desk is going to hit my legs or my belly before they even come remotely close to touching the arms. But then I can raise them up. I can bring them forwards. I can rotate them in. And what's interesting about the design is that we thought about your different gestures. So how you get in and out of the chair, when you sit up and your arms are at rest, very much like this one, your arms are back, and your elbow's floating in space, there's no pressure on it. Your elbow doesn't like to be touched. It's sensitive, it's a bone. And then when you're at rest, talking on the cell phone or just hanging out, you often just bring your arms in here. That's why there's a gradual slope on the inside edge instead of a sharper one. These sharper edges, when you bring your arms in the middle, again, you're touching the bone right here. And it's just a tiny little point, but once you take it away and you feel the difference, you go, yeah, I like these pads. And last but not least is at some point in time, you're gonna take a phone call or you're gonna hang out and you go right to the elbow. You go on the chair, you're on the phone, and you're on your elbow. And this is so sensitive, and that's why the middle of the pads are so thick and soft. No other company has pads as thick as this. And that's for this. So from getting in, hanging out, leaning, or at rest, these pads are shaped to fit you. And that's what Anthros brings to seating.